Hi, I'm Ray Gresko. I'm the production director on Diablo 3.
And I'm Leonard Boyarsky, the lead world designer.
And you're watching The Buff Show. Well, the cool thing about Blizzard is if we can dream it, we can create it, right? So production director acts as a force that promotes and supports creation, which is cool. I mean, basically our projects are mostly led by a dual partnership of a game director and a production director. So our game directors are envisioning what we're going to do in the game, and the production director's job is to figure out how we're actually going to make it happen.
And I'm the lead world designer. What that means is I take care of all the lore, make sure the story is in place, make sure our quests are up to par, and the dialogue is all written well. So kind of like I'm kind of the creative design side. I don't have to deal with all the numbers and everything. I just get to sit in my room and make up cool stories.
So you two are constantly struggling with each other, I guess. Right?
No, not at all. No. I think we have our team works really well together.
Just work faster.
Exactly.
Next time.
One thing which totally sucks about Diablo 3 is the other night I wanted to play it in the press room, and I was the only guy waiting. We have 4 stations in the press room, and I'm the first in line. And I'm waiting because people just don't stop playing, right?
Right.
They're playing and playing the demo again. So
it's great because I mean the team's been working so hard on this, and to finally be able to get the game into gamers' hands and see their reactions is such a thrill. You know, we get to work every day with a really incredible team, just otherworldly talents, and they just do such an incredible job, and be able to see it kind of out there and people knowing about what we're working on is just such a great thrill.
Yeah, to know that the biggest complaint about our game is that you can't get people to stop playing it that's really a good compliment.
Can't stop clicking.
Do you think that you'll be able to keep this really high level of detail and polish, which is obviously in this demo version, like through all of the levels and stages and zones in the world? That's
our plan. I believe we can. I mean, our methodologies that we came up with to get this, a lot of this was pipeline creation and making sure that we had the infrastructure in place to create that kind of content. So that's, what you're seeing in the demo is pretty indicative of what you're going to be seeing in the full game.
I mean, this is game development at Blizzard. We have like the best developers in the world, the artists, the engineers that put the engine together. It's incredible what we're able to do. So that's going to continue through the rest of the development.
And have you already sketched out whether it would be similar in terms of size and scope like Diablo 2, like having, what was it, 4 acts? In Diablo 2?
Yeah, I believe there was 4 acts, and with the expansion there was 5. We know how much there's going to be. In terms of scope, we're not quite sure. We want to get the sweet spot. We don't want it to be too long, because then it tends to get a little tedious. So we have an idea in our head, but once we get it all put together and then we start playing it, we'll kind of push and pull. So you have a really good amount of time to play the game and really be able to get into it.
I mean, the main thing too is we're focusing on really bringing the world of Sanctuary into more focus, and the stuff that Leonard's doing is providing all this depth, really pulling this really deep story out. And also, the thing that's really cool about it is you have more of an impact on the main story than you have had in the past. And he's kind of pulling all these lines of things that have happened in the past Diablos all together into this game. So it's going to be a pretty momentous occasion playing through this and seeing what's actually happening in the world since the last game. So
at the end of Diablo 3, will everything make sense to the player, or will it be more like a cliffhanger thing?
We're not going to say right now. It's the standard thing that you're going to get certain answers. Maybe other questions will be raised. But we just felt that there was a lot of stuff that people, have been asking about. What happened to Tyrael? What happened, when the World Stone was destroyed? Why didn't Hell invade? All these things we're gonna deal with. We're not going to stretch the story out just to stretch the story out. We're going to make it very satisfying for people, but at the same time, hopefully intrigue them. To buy further Diablo products.
Have you ever thought about doing something similar like the StarCraft guys? The announcement yesterday that they are doing 3 single-player products, 1 for each campaign. Or would you say that again Diablo is more suited to having an expansion pack after a couple of years, or is it still too early?
Yeah, I think we're probably more suited to that expansion pack kind of system, because in StarCraft you have 3 different campaigns that complement each other, where ours is a little bit more of a linear story. So it would be kind of like cutting our story into 3 chunks. Right. Whereas we might have extra chapters that we ship later on or something like that, if to use a book analogy.
The thing that's cool about Diablo is you have these different playable classes. You know, we've got the Barbarian, the Witch Doctor, the Wizard we just announced, and each one provides a whole new way to play the game, interface with the game. They have their own set of skills. Leonard has crafted these very deep backstories for them, so they tie into the game, and it's a great story device because it lets you kind of learn more about the world just as you're playing.
So, I guess that every class will have like some sort of an introduction video, like we saw yesterday for the Wizard, right?
I don't know how we're going to introduce each one.
For
the announcement video. I don't know. I mean, that was a great experience. That was the first one we've done. So who knows? You know, maybe we'll take a different tack with the next class we announce. We haven't planned that far ahead. But in terms of like in the game, they're going to have a backstory that you learn over the course of the game, and hopefully it's an intriguing process that you find out more about these characters, and they're not just faceless archetypes. They actually take on a personality and seem like real individuals.
They have their own quests as well. So depending on which class you're playing, you'll get some class-specific quests, and that helps kind of. They each have their own story arc, which is really cool.
Are there any cool class-specific rewards at the end of the class-specific quest lines?
I mean, I would think so. That's the point of doing it. Yeah, that's.
There would be like new skills or.
I don't know about skills. It's probably item stuff. I could see, getting some really cool. Some really cool. Yeah,
it's all about the items.
Exactly, getting some really cool loot at the end of your class quests, or and a big story payoff too. I think is going to be at least for your character in those class quests.
And it's going to make you want to play the game again with a different class.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I've been doing last night and this morning already, because I really wanted to play the demo version of all three classes.
Right.
Because they all play really awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and the one thing which I wanted to ask you guys, so obviously I think with the demo version we're starting out with level 5, level 4 characters.
Yeah.
But we already have impressive powers. Will this be the same thing in the final game, or have you given them like extra powers early to make it more interesting?
You start off with, I think, 15 skill points already spent, which is way more than you would have at level 5. We really overpowered your character because we really wanted you to have the ultimate experience. I mean, obviously a game like this, it ramps up, but we didn't want you to have the beginning experience. We wanted you to have like the middle of the game or even late game experience and just feel like you're just crushing stuff right and left.
We have a motto on the team, which is there's no such thing as too powerful. So it's like that's why we were deliver the impact when you're doing your attacks and the screen shakes, and we just want you to feel like you're just like super powerful, mowing through all the enemies, and just the environment blows apart. I mean, I was playing just the other day, and I like knocked a zombie all the way across the room, right out the window that he came in from. It's hilarious.